What's going on YouTube? In this video, we're talking about my top 3 stock picks for this upcoming week of October 9th, the week of October 9th. First on the list, we have American Airlines, ticker symbol AAL. And just a quick disclosure on all three of these top 3 stock picks for this upcoming week, we have done videos on and valued and gone through the financials. I'll drop a link to each one of those videos once we get to each one of the stock picks. But first on the list this week is American Airlines. American Airlines year to date is down, or well, actually it's flat. And over the course of 1 year, it is also flat. Short interest on this company is sitting at 12.8%, which is quite a bit. And one thing that's kind of shocking on this company, our current EPS is 3.74 and our current PE is 3.41, which is, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's obviously happened many times in the history of the stock market, but I don't know how often you see an EPS higher than your current PE. So, something that keep in mind on for this company. American Airlines, when we valued it, we got a price tag for a fair market value of $113 and a 30% margin of safety of basically $80 per share, currently trading at $12.76. Analyst price target is sitting at $19 per share. So again, I encourage you to go look at the financials when we went through them and random all those financials through the calculator on the spreadsheet here. But on the stock chart on American Airlines here, we're testing a really heavy support range in this. I would call it probably 11.50 to $12 support range here. You know, we tested 12-ish dollars here this most recent week and have since rebounded. This this is quite the sell-off in this company. This is on a weekly chart. So these are weeks. So almost every week in the last, I don't know, 3 months almost, this company is just straight down. And usually whenever you see that, it is inevitable to have a bounce, and it looks like it's setting up for a bounce potentially this upcoming week. So for me, here's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to possibly buy in. I'm going to wait for this thing to break above about 13. I'm going to call about 13.20, $13.20 per share. I want to see it break these two candlesticks higher. Get in 13.20. I'm going to put my stop loss maybe about 12.20. So I'm going to have a $1 stop loss on this company. And I'm looking to run this up. I'm going to see if it can break through this trend line. So once it gets up to this trend line, I'm going to move my stop loss up to about 13.20 to break even. And then we're going to see if this thing can punch through $14, $15 a share and maybe get up to in this $17 to $18 range where I would potentially expect to see resistance and a potential future sell-off. So that is my plan on American Airlines. I really like this one. This is one that, again, if it breaks those two candlesticks highs here at about $13, $20 a share, I'll be playing this one. Right now, I'm not in it. Next on the list, we have Granger, GWW. Year to date, this company's up 28.5%. Over the course of 1 year, 40.5% up. Again, Granger is another company we valued. So Granger is currently trading at $716 per share, analyst price target of $725. When we valued this company, we valued at $748 per share, 30% margin safety, 523. This is one of the few stocks that I'll trade that I don't think these will ever see their 30% margin safety. If they do, we've probably got bigger things to worry about than trying to pick up these companies at 30% margin safety. So over here on Granger, we can see this thing's just locked in this uptrend. It is just in a very nice, just tight range, higher lows, higher highs range. Currently broke out of this range, this channel as of late. Since then has pulled back, but made a nice bounce last week. This was one that I missed. I didn't get in. I would have loved to get in probably in the 700 to $5 to $710 range here. Since I have missed that, I'm still interested in this one. However, it's not going to be as big of a winner. But again, this is one where I would put a stop loss at about 677 and probably one I would take immediately. This one would probably be a little bit of a chase, honestly. But I still like it. I still like it a lot because this thing, even though our stop down here is 677, you're talking 40 to, yeah, probably about $40 stop loss there. And you would look to potentially take profits around probably a retest of the highs around 790. maybe move your stop to break even once you retest this trend line here, which would be around 777, 780 per share. So that would give you about a, you know, $60 to $70 profit margin rate, or potentially 80-ish dollars per share if it reaches a double top here. So you're looking at about a 2-to-1 trade on this one. Not as exciting, but this company, you can tell there's momentum in it. It just continues to trade higher. So I feel like I'm okay with a 2-to-1 trade on a company that it has momentum behind it. So that is Granger. Next on the list, last but not least, and this one, man, when this thing turns around, I think it's going to shoot up like a rubber band. Currently, short interest on this company is sitting at 9%. Over the course year to date, this company is down 53%. Over the course of 1 year, down 53.7%. Currently, ENPH is trading at $119 per share. Analyst price target on this company is $213 per share. We valued this company about $235 per share, 30% margin safety, $164 per share. This thing is basically trading, I mean, even based on analysts and our price targets over here is, you know, almost a 40 to 50% margin of safety on this company currently trading. So this one, full disclosure, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I took a swing position on this and got stopped out, I believe, last week. But since then, I have re-entered. I re-entered at $113 per share. I am currently in this trade. So right down here at $113 per share, I almost caught the bottom on that one, but not quite. So what we're seeing over here on ENPH is a triple bottom. We have a massive sell-off into what I would consider very strong support at about $112 per share. It hit it, went through it a little bit, and since then has bounced back up higher. This one's a little tough on where to exit the position, because for me, I also have this in a long-term portfolio hold. But for a swing trade position here, you know, I think there's a chance to see some resistance at about $160 per share. So how I'm trading this, so I'm in at 113. I mean, honestly, a better trade would be to wait until this thing can get above like oh man, probably 125, get back into the 120s, mid to low 120s. I would probably, that would probably be a smarter trade, honestly, versus what I did. Maybe I got it a little FOMO, or maybe I get a little greedy, one or the other, but either way, I would put a stop loss below this candle, whatever that is, about 112, $111 per share. Take a trade at about 125. If it can break above that, we might see some upward pressure up to about 150, $160 per share. So you're looking at about a, you know, give it a $15 stop loss, and you could potentially see, you know, about $30 of profit. So another 2-to-1 trade here. But this again, I think if this thing can get some momentum behind it, I think this thing's got every bit of leg room back up to this $200 to $225 range. Our price target up here is $235 per share. So, you know, I think it's got room up to $200 per share if you're willing to hold on to this for the long term. Maybe you could still do that. Maybe you take a swing trade and then turn into a long-term position, but move your stop loss up so that way you don't have so much risk on it. So those are my top three stock picks for this week. Again, I am in end phase a little early, probably earlier than I should be. I am very excited about American Airlines. I think American Airlines has some good upward momentum on it, or potential for upward momentum on it. You know, just based on how oversold it is, this thing's inevitably ready to bounce. I'm hoping that this thing can get about 320 per share and get a couple bucks out of it. And then same thing with Granger. I'm looking forward to Granger. This one, again, wish I was in this a little early, but a lot of momentum behind it, and some more legroom back up to retest the highs there on Granger. So that's it for the top three stock picks this week. Found value in this video. If this was helpful, if you suggestion on what your top three stock picks for this week are as well, and maybe there's a couple other good ideas out there, and that way other people can see them. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll be back later or next week with another top three stock pick video.